All right, guys, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel. Super thin and slicey knife in a super cool steel. Yes, sir. Gotta love it from Tacray. Now, this is an Amazon brand. Comes in a really cool package here. They sent this to me. I'm really thankful they did. I've done some shorts on this and people are really interested, so I'm excited to do the video. Now, what's the calling card of this knife? I mean, it's a button lock. It's titanium. You can see pretty snappy action for a plunge lock, button lock. It did have a little bit of lock stick, but I cleaned it up and it's great now. It's great. Really interesting blade shape. And a very interesting steel, ZDP 189. Don't see that as much as I would wish these days. Hope you see more soon. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Really cool. But what the calling card of this knife is, in my opinion, is this. It is just 0.34 of an inch thick at the handle. And look at this, 0.087 in the blade. This is a super thin knife. Now, this reminds me a lot of the Benchmade Narrows if it actually had full trimmed out scales. Yes, there's a little jab at the Narrows. And it reminds me of the Vosteed Parallel. It also kind of reminds me of, shoot, I cannot remember the name of that ZT, but I will grab it real quick. There's a ZT knife I have here somewhere that, well, maybe I won't grab it right now because I don't know where it is. But super thin, slicey ZT, and of course, there's the Bel Air. But there's a lot of really thin knives, and this one is titanium and ZDP for $159. I'm sorry. Yep, $159, which is super interesting. Now, when I say thin and slicey, I got it out, and if you haven't seen that short, you should see it. And I was cutting catalog paper with it like it wasn't even there, guys. And then we have a low tip. They call this a reverse tanto. I can see that, sure. To me, it's more of a tanto. But yeah, call it what you want. You can see it is very thin, very slicey, and the edge came just crazy sharp and good to go. You can see, look at the little cuts I'm making, just little shaves here. I have total control of that blade. Yeah, I mean, really nice, really nice. And to me, that is exactly what a lot of people look for, is a thin, lightweight knife with a very good action and very slicey work knife, you know, and I think this is very, very well done. Now, no side to side, no up and down. Again, it is a plunge lock. The tip comes way out to the end. It is a little off center right now. You can see it's over to the clip side. We do have an end mounted clip, and you can see the screw is here. It looks like the clip comes over and then down, and then the screw goes through. Now, there is a hole here. And yeah, there's still only the one. That is wild. I'm not sure if it's reversible or not. No, there is a screw on that side. So yeah, it should be reversible. Titanium clip, does have Tacray, kind of tack E to put that on the clip. You guys have heard me say that. I'm not a big fan of that. Just give me small amounts of billboarding. But you can see ZDP 189. Now, I have dirtied that blade like crazy, but it is in what I would call regular DLC, because it's not a DLC belt satin. It's not really a mirrored DLC. It's just more of just a straight up DLC coating. Yeah, you can see I have smudged it up like crazy cut. And we'll clean it up in a minute before we do our comparisons. But really nicely done. Again, it feels good and locked up. Good access to the thumb stud. Can I middle finger flick it off the other side? Whoops, let's try it again. Nah, not really. Yeah, I got it, but it's, again, it's not really a detent. It's more of, you know, just the button spring. But it works like this, really snappy. Now, we have a tooling on one side only. And yeah, just a really cool knife. Now, I just noticed something wild. that I haven't noticed. Now, the handle, I think, is PVD coated titanium. And I just saw these little marks right here. I wonder if they're using the thumb studs as a stop. I don't think so. There's a, well, that's the plunge. Yeah, they're using the studs as the blade stop, I think. So that is really interesting. Or is there an internal? Gosh, guys, it is so hard to tell. It looks like there's, yeah, I'm not sure, but it looks like they might be using the studs as a stop, and you can see the studs are wearing off that coating right there. Definitely something really interesting. Now, again, the clip is good in and out of the pocket. Carries, oh gosh, guys, this thing carries extremely thin and lightweight. So really impressive in that way, indeed. I am going to go ahead and we'll do our own weight here because it's an Amazon listing, and half the time we don't get specs on Amazon. But again, it is $159, and I will leave you a link down below. Yep, 3 ounces, just over 3 ounces, okay? And then as far as this kind of stuff, we've got, again, a 3.5-inch cutting edge, and a great sharpening choil here. You can see that plunge does kind of taper very slowly, but it works. It definitely, I think you're good for several sharpenings there. Again, our overall length is, let's do it this way, right at 8 inches, and your handle grippable length is going to be 4 1/4. As far as your handle, it is a 4-finger knife. Now, it is flat with some heavy chamfers here, very thin in the hand. So it's not one you want to super bear down on, and nor any of these really thin knives, but I can tell you it's way better than the Benchmade Narrows for sure. You do feel the clip a little bit, but it's not a hot spot. It's just there. No jimping back here, but feels decent. Now, it is pretty thin, so again, don't bear down hard. You can be back here with the 4-finger grip or choked up with a 4-finger grip. Very, very nice indeed. And I'm back with the 2 thin comparisons I was talking about. So let's go with length first. Here's the ZT07. This is the the 0545, sorry, not the 0707. And then the Kershaw Bel Air. Now you can see the Tirian is, the Tacray Tirian is a little bit longer. But now let's get these calipers back out. Okay, you guys ready for this? Now, we have already established that the handle on this one is, what did we say? 0.339, and the blade is 0.087. So let's see. Now, the ZT0545 is 0.85. So again, what did we just say on this one? I just lost my mind already. So very similar thickness-wise. You can see that. We are very similar thickness-wise, and the handle is going to be similar as well. Yeah, 0.37. All right, and then the handle on the Bel Air is going to be thicker, 0.39, but not by much, and the blade, 0.084. So these are truly very similar thickness-wise knives. So if you know what the Bel Air feels like, or the 0545 feels like, that's what the Tirian. And again, I would also compare it favorably to the Vosteed Parallel, which is one I don't own, but definitely have reviewed. So now our normal comparisons, the Ontario Rat 1 and the Ontario Rat 2. You can see the Rat 1 is quite larger and the Rat 2 is a bit smaller, okay? And then, of course, the 7-inch Tempest knives microburst and the 8-inch Tempest knives pinion. So you can see it's a little bigger than both. No, it's about the same size as the pinion, actually. So really, really interesting knife. I'm really glad they sent this out. I think this represents a step up for Tacray. The Tirian is nicer than any other Tacray knife I've seen, and I've seen some decent budget offerings. But again, at $159, this isn't exactly budget, but this is a high-end steel with a DLC coating. Again, I should have cleaned this up. I said I was going to, and then I didn't. and now I don't even know what I did with my rag. So it is, there we go. It is a fantastic knife. Again, not my first choice in blade shapes, but again, it is super slicey, and I'm sure that first time you sharpen, you could just take that secondary edge right out if you wanted to. So again, really cool knife. Glad to get to check it out. Thanks to our friends at Tacray, and thanks to them for their patience. I had a ton going on. I was out of town and had a bunch of knives in, so it took a little longer for me to get this one posted. So thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to all, and thanks for watching the Knives Fast channel.